So Monday and been a work day, been down to Loughborough back. Nice to be back on the road again. In terms of what I've got going on this week, I have today was 2.5 hours or so. So it was 70k. So I did down to work and back, which was quite nice. It was the first time I've been out on the road this year, and also kind of like burn out a bit of the last remnants of illness. Plenty of snap rockets all the way down, and on the way back, plenty of farting. This weekend, got a bit of a free pass in terms of doing some activity. Plan is maybe do 10 hours. Whether that's going to be on the road or whether it's going to be in here, yet to be decided. Part of that is because it's going to be fucking cold. It's going to be down to -1, I think it is on Saturday. However, I've got no bad option, I don't think, at the moment. It used to be I could either be suffering on the road or that was about it, or a really half-assed attempt on a turbo trainer. But now with these days, with turbo trainers, direct drive, Swift and all the rest of it, I've got two good options. So one option is that I will either do a route that's down the Trent, go and have a little play around there, come back again, maybe 270 or so kilometres, or I could be in here and I could practice for November, do 10 to 12 hours, do 500 kilometres, see what that's like. Bit of an open question. So because I've got the free pass at the end of the week to do that, I'm trying to work out what to do for the rest of this week. So I'm thinking tomorrow night I'll be in here. I'm going to do zone 2 again, but this time I'm going to do zone 2 with maybe 3 hours or 3.5 max. I'm not going to go to the full 5 hours. I don't think that's required, especially if I'm going to fatigue myself at the end of the week. However, it'd be quite nice just to do churn through and all the rest of it. Which means Wednesday do recovery, Thursday I'll probably do intervals first thing 6 a.m. or maybe I'll do something Thursday anyway. Then Friday I'm not, I won't do it. Then that way we're prepared for whatever does happen on Saturday, whether that is out on the road or whether I'm in here. Over the weekend, last weekend, kind of had a bit more chilled out because did a park run, had us lying instead, looked after Rufus when he got he got the haircut. Then went climbing. Rebecca did top lead climbing down at Bowman Lees. I did some climbing, some bouldering. Great fun. Ate very well. Really good burgers down in Leicester. And then I had intended on climbing again on Sunday, but I didn't because mental headspace. It was quite nice just to sit and read for 2 hours rather than damage myself for 2 hours. I just wasn't in the mood by yesterday. So today I actually went into Rendaz's work, quite recovered and quite nice. Just had an update on my Strava, it's on my Garmin device. It's saying that I'm overreaching. Not surprised after being so low during flu and conference. However, it does say my FTP has dropped down to 230, which after the FTP tested last week at 227, 228. Oh shit, oh well. Good news is that FTP should recover faster than if you're trying to gain it initially. So I should start to see benefits and gains from that. If I do what I want to do this week, by the start of next week, then I should be going through a nice round of improvements. Sunday I potentially will be climbing, depending on whether I stretch or not, or whether if I'm not climbing I'll come in here, I'll do a recovery ride, and then it should be all sweet for the following Monday. Or is it? I can't remember. Yeah, Monday. I'll be down in Loughborough again on Monday. So that's my update for today. That's Monday done. Okay, so on last 20 seconds of this dinner time recovery ride. Last night I recorded a short snippet. Monday explain what my thoughts were for this week. So if I've edited this at any point, you've probably just seen that. So today, Wednesday, there we go, average 155. Okay. So today, recovery ride, nice and easy. It's a bit weird in terms of what's happening with the zone 2. Feels like I'm not doing it, if you know what I mean. I'm so used to being zone 3, 4 to work on this plan where I'm on zone 2 feels slightly bizarre, but I'm going to stick with the process and it should be working. Tomorrow morning I've got intervals first thing in the morning, so I'll program that in to intervals.acu, then that'll push through to Zwift, and I'll be in here. I'm missing being outdoors though. This weekend I've got that long, 10 hours or so that I'll do. Whether I do that on road, higher intensity, lower time, or I'm not sure. I might do it in here. Still trying to work that out. However, I need to get food tonight to make sure that I'm prepared for whatever that transpires to be. Otherwise, taking through the processes, keeping up with some of the cycling news on YouTube in terms of how the hell are people going to get into cycling with free-to-air coverage going. I certainly won't be paying the money to TNT to watch cycling. So there's that impact, which makes me think kind of about cycling culture in total, some of the things that's going on. Also, quite looking forward to, I'm going to be going to Girona to do some cycling, and it's only a 48-hour visit kind of thing, but I get a chance to ride a hill or two on a hire bike, which will be different to what my current standard is. I had been weighing up, do I take my own bike or do I hire one? But ironically, it might be at the age of 43, I think I am now, first time I actually ride a proper carbon fibre bike for a proper ride. Quite interesting. Otherwise, working through everything else, I'm kind of on track. I think that slightly disappointed that, or slightly weird doing the zone 2s. I feel as if I should be doing much harder. Last night I did cut down from, in preparation for doing longer this weekend, I decided to do the 5 hours that I was going to do. I only did 3 hours on turbo, but it was quite nice to catch up with some of the technology podcasts and YouTube videos, etc., to find out what's going on in industry, career aspirations and all the rest of it. So that was quite nice. Also, at the moment, I saw somebody's discussion about music is dead. Music's not dead. There's so many good bands that are kind of like hidden in the shadows that if you go around Spotify and go down a wormhole of, well, this person busted with that person and they went on there and all the rest of it, there's actually really good British sound scene going on. It makes me inspired to go and listen to a busker in the street and go and see some live bars, bands in bars and stuff. Apart from that, yeah, that's going to be today's another one. Menu, end ride, that one, save. Yeah, and we'll see what that does. At the moment, because the weather at the moment is about 1 degree or 5 degrees outside, it's not warm. In the shed coming in, it's about 6, if that. I didn't put the heater out here to warm up before I came out, so it's a bit nippy in out here. Hence, if you see my breath. Good thing is I've got a humidity monitor, which links to my phone, so I can keep check on here, and you can probably hear there's an extraction fan in the background. Apart from that, making progress, feeling positive, if in a slightly, I feel as if I should be doing more, but that will come tomorrow morning and I'll see what that does. Garmin data is still claiming that I'm overreaching. Interestingly, everything that I'm doing on Zwift, which I'm seeing in front of me right now, and I even had a Garmin Edge with me last night, saying that I was in zone 2 and I was doing low aerobic, which is what I should be doing. But however, when I go into the Garmin app, it's saying that I'm doing high aerobic. So somewhere, some settings are not right. So it tells me I'm overreaching, which is partly because of the load from illness and conference. Well, I'm 10 days back. So that's where I am at the moment. I'll see if I can stick this into the update for the video, and I'll maybe get a chance to do one tomorrow morning after I've done my intervals, whether I'm in this sweaty state or at my desk and a bit more presentable. Right, next update, as it's Thursday and it's cold out of the shed. Thursday morning was, I was due to record this after I finished my interval session this morning. However, it was damn cold, and I was wanting to get into the house and all the rest of it anyway. So what I've done was preparing for this weekend. There's a few things that I noticed were wrong in terms of just mechanical equipment things. One was solders on my potentiometer's gone, which means my speakers weren't working on the big style, so I had to do it a different way. Also, for some reason, Spotify logged me out of everything, so this morning I didn't have music, which is a bit strange. I was wanting to have music this morning. This morning was hour 35. I've got a programme called Johnny 5 Plus. Effectively, it's 3 minutes off, 5 minutes on, 5 times. Similar to what I did when I did the carbohydrate study all those years ago, 2016 or so, 2017. Anyway, that was, I quite like doing that one. I managed to get it into intervals so it even syncs and all the rest of it and blah, blah, blah. Really quite sweet. I quite like that integration. Anyway, did that this morning, felt really good. Normal thing where your fourth interval feels a bit tough, but apart from that, all going good. This weekend, I'm toying between being on the road and being inside in here. However, I think it's more likely to go inside in here because my Raynaud is just horrible at the moment and it's cold. So prepared, got food, all the rest of it, feel nice and fresh, feel pretty good. I wasn't going to ride tomorrow. I think I might do a 30-minute dinner time, maybe, possibly. Just keep legs ticking over so that I could start fresher Saturday morning and do it that way. Yeah, in here, in the thingy, in the shed, it's been down to about 3 to 6 degrees. I put a heater on a timer in here to make it a bit warmer so when I come out at 6 AM, at least it gets a bit of the chill off. The other night when I was in here, I managed to heat it up to about 20 degrees using my body heat. There you go, that's the kind of stuff it does. That's Thursday done. I'll pile this into the review of the week kind of thing. Got a bit more to do, and then yeah, a long one on Saturday. All done. And then I can start to work it up. Then today, originally I think earlier in this video or yesterday's video, I said that I wouldn't ride on Friday because it wouldn't be needed. However, just to keep things running through and kind of like the carbohydrates, the food intake and all the rest of it, I thought I may as well do 30 minutes low intensity. So 149 watts target. I haven't checked what an actual result was. During dinner time, 30 minutes. And now, lots of carb loading ready for tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be, it's got a loose end to this. I'm likely to start about 8 o'clock in the morning and then do 10 to 12 hours with the idea of going up to about 500 kilometres, see how things go in preparation for November. It also gives me an opportunity to have a look at what calorific intake I'm doing, what different food groups, etc. And if the rest of the family, what support they need to do and how regularly they need to come and feed me, essentially, while I'm in the shed. So we're going to fit that in and give that a test. I had the opportunity of going out on the road instead. I think if it had been a few degrees warmer, I would have jumped at the road rather than doing the Zwift, because I much prefer to be out on the road, but this is a win the other way, kind of like doing the testing inside. Weirdly, last night I had dreams that I was in an event somewhere in Europe chasing other cyclists across, and almost like Taskmaster, TV show Taskmaster, where you had to do different things at different places. So it seems slightly absurd. However, it was quite a cool dream of this is where my freedom is. Which is kind of making me kind of slightly, do I want to be out on the road tomorrow instead of being in Zwift? I will miss being out on the road. Just the fresh air, the seeing place and all the rest of it, rather than being in the shed and seeing the same place. But by the by, both have got their benefits and merits, but it's just a different way. So that's where I'm up to at the moment. Then tonight is just eat lots of food. Tomorrow I'll be starting at 8 o'clock. I will see if I can make sure that I actually take videos and do additions to this video blog rather than taking a photo of my arm trying to do that and switch on and off the camera. That's my intention. There we go. Okay, it's Saturday morning, a little bit later than I anticipated because it's 8:15 rather than 8 o'clock, but that's no real hardship anyway. So this morning what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into Zwift and I'm going to go into Tempest Fugits. What I'm going to do is maybe 10 to 12 hours, and it's going to be 500 kilometres or so as a test for November. Looking outside at the moment, it's actually warmer and nicer than I anticipated it was going to be, which is a bit of a shame, because if it had been really horrible, I would have been justified in going, haha, inside was the right action to take. However, because it seems a bit nice out there, kind of regret I'm not starting on the road, but this is all part of the plan. Originally, I had into the schedule for my year a test event to see what it'd be like to do this good recovery at the end of it, and could I repeat 5-5-5s. I've got a box full of food next to me, which will get me through the day. Family are out doing parkrun marshalling, they'll be back later. So this is the start point. I know I'm not going to run in this coat, cycle in this coat. This is just because I was coming up and down from the shed, bringing food and whatnot out. So there you go. Right, let's get going. So I suppose this is the video of the morning after yesterday. So yesterday I did, as you probably seen from the previous videos, I did 500 kilometers inside and here as part of endurance training, just to see kind of like where I am, keying in stuff and all the rest of it. Positive overall in terms of I got to the 500 kilometer point. So I did everything that I was supposed to do, but it's kind of like early days. It's February the 9th today, so February the 8th with the tracker that's in Strava. One kind of like slight drop to bollock kind of point was that there was supposed to be my daughter switching on something down the garden, and what she actually managed to do is switch off the whole of the shed. So Zwift went off, computers went off, turbo trains went off, the whole lot went off. bit of a mess there, never mind. So overall, I was trying to do this to see whereabouts I am in progression. Also just get lots and lots and lots of hours in terms of building up endurance stake. What's quite nice was that as I was kicking into about I don't know what mark it was, I saw people chatting about stuff on the little stream thing, the chatter part of Zwift. So somebody else, there's a Ukrainian who's doing 500 kilometers also on Zwift yesterday as well. So I ended up watching his Twitch stream, and we ended up chatting through Twitch, which is quite cool actually. Unfortunately, we were kind of like opposite ends of Tempest Fugits, so we kept doing that to pass each other rather than actually being together to ride. But it was quite cool to see that there's other people who are also doing 500. So there's also quite a few chatter about people who've done 310 miles, which is 500 kilometers as well. But it was quite nice to be riding. In terms of what I did, in terms of the start point, start was fine. I churned through, start about 8 o'clock in the morning, churned through quite a lot. Through the day, people brought up food to me, which was quite cool. And then it got to the point where I think I had a pot noodle that just didn't sit right. It kind of like, it didn't get absorbed. So over the course, you can actually see it in the data as well, which is quite interesting to see. You can see where I'm not taking calories in because it's sitting there and it's not digesting. I felt a bit queasy at one point, so what I did, carried on. Then it got to the point where I threw up. You can see where I had not digested the food that I was supposed to take in, which was going to be negative later on in the ride because I was going to be more fatigued. So carried on riding, got through to 330 kilometers. By then, the other Ukrainian guy had finished by then, so kind of wished him well. And then that's when my daughter unplugged the whole shed. It was at 330k. Once I got back into it, then it was kind of like just cruise it out. So finished about 3 in the morning, which was actually kind of slower than I anticipated it to be, slower than I wished it to be, slower than it needs to be. However, it's February, so I've got a lot of months to go on this. It's not something that you kind of like jump to that point by January, February, then you're there until November time and get all your targets through the year. This is something which is going to build up, but having a look at things like my intervals and Vela Viewer data, I can see that I'm actually starting to build intensity back into the plan. I'm also starting to build in more of, what's the metric? It'll come to me at some point. Anyway, the metrics are going in the right direction for where I wish it to be, with the idea that it will build over the course of the X number of months until we actually get to the point where I need it in May, and then in July, and then in November. So everything's looking good. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Positive. I'm happy with where that is for this time of year, and it's all to play for.